Holy peace and blessings, welcome back. Today we're talking about my experience working with Yaldabaoth. Now first I just want to say I make these videos for very spiritually inclined people. I don't make these videos for the average person. Even though they're public, alright, I'm giving y'all $1 trillion worth of spiritual game. I'm giving y'all lifetimes worth of game for real, for free. If y'all would like to donate, my donation links and stuff in the bio. That's cool with me. Y'all don't gotta do that. No one ever gotta do that. A lot of people in my previous videos, just give me all kind of like I'm gonna be cursed, all this stuff, Like I've been to hell already, you get what I mean? I've been to heaven already. Like Enoch, you get what I mean? I've been to heaven without experiencing death. I've been to hell without experiencing death. Okay? I know most people probably aren't on that level. You get what I'm saying? So I'm making that for people who are there or who know they can get there. You get what I mean? Truly, I'm just looking for one apprentice. One apprentice will make me happy, spiritually speaking. Just one. I'm only looking for one person, all right? Now, more people might come to me, more people might relate to me, you get what I mean? We never really even have to talk in person. You get what I mean? I'm talking on a very spiritual level. You can be connected with someone without ever talking to them, for real. But, that's out the way. You get what I mean? So, my first experience with Yaldabaoth, was in hell, was in a very dark time of my life, very broken time of my life. When you are feeling negative yourself, it's more easy to attract negative spirits and things like that, of course. When you're more positive, it's easy to attract positive spirits, of course. Life is like a roller coaster. We all go through ups and downs, you get what I mean? I've seen other people make it out of hell, you know what I mean? It's not just a special thing. It is a special thing, it's a strong thing to do. But anyone could do it if they're strong enough. But just like on earth, there's plenty of demons who consider themselves God. They'll say, hey, I'm God, especially like your first day of hell. You may experience that a lot. A lot of people on some of my last videos were telling me, hey, you're God, we're God. If you're a God, can you just, just slide $1 trillion into my bank account? Can you get rid of my mental and physical health problems? Okay, can you bring some of my homies back to life? Okay, you can't do that, you not God. That's why I consider myself a Satanist. A lot of people consider themselves God, okay? I'm way closer to Satan than I am to God, okay? Get that one thing for sure, all right? I can't just pop up $1 trillion. If I was God, I would be doing that. I can't just pop up 30 beautiful women, you get what I'm saying? I understand God looks after me, he gives me power. All glory to God. Everything I'm doing is because of God. But again, I am not God. You are not God. None of these demons are God. There is one God. People are telling me, hey, you're God, like they follow the Bible. The Bible tells you there's only one God. So I know you guys aren't reading that book. That's what I mean. I don't give a fuck, to be honest, about most of y'all. To be honest, I'm looking for one person, all right? But I understand it's a spiritual community. It's a lot of people who are on what I'm on. And I'm just warning people who are practicing, people who are just starting out. They might experience these things. If they come across these spirits, they'll be better prepared. I'm helping the entire world. Anyone can watch these videos. Christian, non-Christian, Satanist, Wiccan, witch, vampire, werewolf. I don't care. I really don't. We're just humans. We're just humans at the end of the day. But with all that said, my first experience, me and Yaldabaoth, was in hell. And it was my first time, all these spirits are like trying to convince you. All these spirits are going to try to convince you they're God. And they're not God. There's only one. A lot of these spirits are suffering and are just doing a bunch of negative, weird stuff anyway. They're not God. And even if they, it's not a God you'd want to follow at the very least. So I'm using my discernment, using my third eye, using all the powers in my arsenal. When you're in hell, you're going to have to use every single tool you have to survive. I'm using all my powers. I'm like, this is just a low-level demon. I'm stronger than this demon. This demon's talking about he's God. No. You get what I mean? I mean, like, hundreds of them, right? Same on earth. There's probably thousands of people, yeah, I'm God. But they're broke. They got health problems. They letting their homies die. You're a negative God, bro. If you God, then I'm a Satanist. it's that simple. If you God, then I'm a Satanist. Okay? But Yaldabaoth appeared to me. Okay, Yaldabaoth is an imitator. Yaldabaoth has mastered the art of mimicry. Right? Now, a lot of people on the internet, this isn't a a gnosis video. You know, this isn't a history video. None of my videos are about the history of these entities, these spirits. There's hundreds of videos on YouTube. You want to look up the history and things people have written about hundreds of years ago about these entities. And there's books written hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago about these entities. You know, I'm speaking modernly, I'm speaking recently, I'm speaking right now. Things can change. Yesterday is not the same as today. You know, astrologically speaking, age speaking, time speaking, through all matters of life. Today is not the same as it was thousands of years ago. But Yaldabaoth appeared to me, and he was the first spirit that showed weakness in my discernment. You may see Yaldabaoth and actually think he's God, because he's that powerful of a spirit, and he can mimic God that well. He has the best mimicry magic in existence, okay? He has the best mimicry magic, besides God, I would suppose. But for every other spirit that's not God, he has the best mimicry, okay? A lot of people will believe Yaldabaoth is God. You have to use very high discernment, right? And you may see God and Yaldabaoth, you know, in the same time. And that's one of the only ways you can decipher if that's God or Yaldabaoth, truly, you know. But once, you know, when you're first starting out, but once you get stronger and stuff like that, once your discernment is impeccable, you know, you'll be able to decipher these things very easily. But, you know, Yaldabaoth will call himself God, like these other spirits, like these humans. The thing that's different between Yaldabaoth is he actually has a lot of godly power. He has a lot of power. He can control people. He can control things. Okay? He can manifest things into your life. He's a very strong spirit. I'm not denying his power. It's more just so his other natures, you know, his negativity, his jealousy, his rage, his irritation, things of that nature that I don't necessarily align with. You get what I mean? And that is like the main thing you should know working with Yaldabaoth. He will appear as God. He'll work with you like he's God. He might even try to help you. You get what I mean? But he is not God. You know, it's the false God. It is a false God. There's many other false gods. There's many other ones. But Yaldabaoth has the best representation of that energy. He has the best chance to trick you into thinking he's God. You know, people join cults and all kind of stuff, be treating people like they're God. I'm not talking about no low-level spirits. I'm not talking about no Guineans. You get what I'm saying? I'm not talking about no Chunings. I'm talking about some Kage level, some Joni, some high-level stuff, right? I don't care. These little kids, these little kid spirits, you get what I mean? They can follow a false God, you know? If I reach you, I reach you. If I don't, I don't. Someone else may. You might have to reincarnate a billion fucking times. That's up to you. That has nothing to do with me, you know? I'm not God. I'm not, you know? I'm trying to help whoever resonates with me, whoever I can reach, you get what I mean? But you'll understand the difference between God and Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth is very, very, very immature. He has a very immature spirit, immature nature. It's an immature false God, right? He'll show you he doesn't care about damaging people. He doesn't care about annoying people endlessly. He doesn't care about tormenting people. You get what I mean? Really worse than a demon will do. Yaldabaoth will torment spirits worse than demons, worse than devils, worse than archdemons. You know, Yaldabaoth has that kind of energy because he's very immature. And he doesn't have like, you know, some people just don't know when to stop. Yaldabaoth has that type of energy. He just doesn't know when to stop. You can have that discernment. Like, Yaldabaoth, you're not even God. You're just some spirit. He's still going to try to egg you on. You get what I mean? That's just in his nature. When I came across Yaldabaoth, you know, he just increased my discernment immensely. And maybe that's his job. You get what I mean? So you can actually decipher who's God, who's not. You get what I mean? He's the best person for that. He's very convincing. But Yaldabaoth has these traits that the true God doesn't have. You get what I mean? Like Yaldabaoth attracted to women. He's attracted to more chaos. You get what I mean? God created beauty. He may find a woman beautiful and things like that, but he's not going to pursue a woman. You get what I mean? It was like a once thing with Mary. It's a one-time thing for a reason, a very powerful reason. You get what I mean? It wasn't a lustful thing. You know, Yaldabaoth still deals with sin. You know, still deals with lust, still deals with envy, deals with things that God doesn't deal with. You know, even though he still has that very powerful nature. You know, these history books will tell you he's a false God and things like that. But when he actually appears to your life, when he actually appears in your life, you have to actually use that discernment. You get what I mean? And these great prophets and great magicians of past had that discernment. They said that, you know, Yaldabaoth is a false god. He is. He cares a lot of deep philosophy. You get what I mean? Because, like, why would God create this false god? And, you know, there's the history of how he's created all that stuff. And I'm not that into that. You know, he just came to my life. You know, I wasn't summoning him. I wasn't calling upon him. I've called upon 3 spirits my whole life. You get what I mean? Which is Lilith, Lucifer, and Jesus. Truly, you know. Jesus for help, Lucifer for fun, brotherhood, Lilith for, you know, romantic things. Just being honest. I'm truthful in these videos. You get what I mean? $1 trillion worth of game. People aren't gonna be truthful to y'all on the internet. They trying to make money and stuff like that. But Yaldabaoth is intense. You get what I mean? He's very intense. You know, I'm not really sure where his power stops. I think his power stops in this realm. I've never seen him outside of this realm. You know, once you cross that boundary, I've never seen him outside of this realm. Other angels and God has taken me to other places, you know, but I feel like Yaldabaoth can only stay on earth or in hell. That's the only places I've seen him. So if you're not in those realms, you have nothing to worry about. But again, we're on earth. A lot of people follow Yaldabaoth. I know it, and they don't even know. But just like most demons, you know, that's all Yaldabaoth wants. Yaldabaoth wants followers. He wants people to worship him. He wants to be treated like a true God. And I don't know why. He just gets a kick out of it, I guess. You know, that's the only thing I think of. He just gets a kick out of it. People thinking he's really God. You know, he's not happy with just being a strong, powerful spirit that can literally change people's lives. You know, he's still very negative. You know, maybe it's something we can work on in the future, but you know, he's very hard to convince. He's very hard to sway. You know, the only real positive aspect I can see with Yaldabaoth is one, just if you need a companion, you know, maybe you're suffering with severe loneliness, you know, he will work with you again. But I don't think he's the best companion to work with. There's way more powerful and positive spirits to work with. But he also helps you in your discernment. If God came to you in the flesh, Yaldabaoth came to you in the flesh, a lot of people would lose. You get what I mean? Like, which one is God? A lot of people would not be able to pick which one. A lot of people would think, oh, that's just God in 2 forms. You get what I mean? So if you want to, like, really master that discernment energy, that third eye energy, and to know the truth, and to know, oh, that's God, you know, no doubt about it. You know, a lot of people have doubts, a lot of people have worries, a lot of people don't have that discernment, you know, that ability to tell who's God and who's Yaldabaoth, or who's God, who's an angel. You know, a lot of people don't understand. It's a difference, and it's very important. You know, God will bless you way more than Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth, I'm not going to say he can't bless you, but his powers are just weak, and he's not going to take you to any other realms. Like I said, he's only on earth and hell. You know, God can take you to other places that I don't think Yaldabaoth even knows about. You know what I mean? But he's been here for so long. He knows a lot about this realm. He knows a lot about hell. But, you know, I personally wouldn't call on Yaldabaoth. I don't think he'd help you. He doesn't have that helpful nature in him. You know, maybe just a little bit. But he's mostly focused on himself. He's a very selfish spirit. He's a very jealous spirit. You know, I believe in the Bible sometimes they were talking about Yaldabaoth, you know, that jealous spirit that will cause chaos and stuff like that. I don't see God as jealous at all, but Yaldabaoth is extremely jealous. And again, Yaldabaoth can appear like an angel, can appear like a demon, can appear like God himself. You know, also, a lot of people get mad that I call God a he. But, you know, God is a representation of my father. You get what I mean? I call God my father or my brother. And I understand God can be a woman. Maybe if I was a woman, I'd be more aligned with calling God a woman and stuff like that. But I wouldn't want to see my father in a dress in real life. I wouldn't want to see my father wearing makeup in real life. I wouldn't want to see my father, you know, portraying as more feminine. That's just me. I understand times are changing and stuff like that. You know, but in real life, my father is very masculine. You know, in real life, my God is very masculine. I understand he can transform into a woman. He's transformed into a woman before. I understand God is not just a man. But I personally just don't like seeing it. That's it. I don't like seeing it. If my dad was wearing a dress and stuff like that, I wouldn't like it. But I especially wouldn't like if I saw it. That's it. That's really just it. Not even just a dress. You get what I mean? Just actually, you know, God has all the power in the world, bro. I understand what God is. I understand God can appear as a woman. I just don't like that. Just because, as a straight man, y'all gotta get, as a straight man, you know God, how loving, how peaceful, how caring, how powerful, how harmonious, how sharing. All the positive traits in the world you can assign to God. If God was to be a woman, you'd want to marry God, bro. Keep it a whole butt with you. Keep it a whole butt with yourself. If any woman had the traits of God, you'd want to pursue that woman. So if God was a woman, you'd want to pursue God. I don't want to pursue God. I have enough lust in my life. I have enough lust in my body. It's okay. I love godly women. I love women who follow God. I don't want to see God as a woman. You get what I mean? That's just me. I know I've seen angels. I've seen female angels and stuff like that. But it's just me and God are too close for him to be a woman and to me not be infatuated with him. And this is, this is 100% the case because a lot of women want to marry God now. A lot of women are like, God is my man. Jesus is my man. A lot of women lust after Jesus. Y'all don't know this? So if God was a woman, I'd be lusting after Jessica. I'd be lusting after God too. I don't want to do that. No, not in this lifetime, not in any lifetime. So I consider God as my father. Now I understand, yeah, he can be whatever you want. Every time God turns to a woman to me, I'm like, God, can you turn back to a man, please? That's just being real. Y'all don't be real with yourselves. Y'all don't be real with God. Y'all don't be real with the devil. Y'all don't be real with nothing. So, I ain't worried about y'all, like I said. But we're going to Yaldabaoth, just really unlocks that third eye more than you think will even be necessary, You might see things clearly, but just that actual false God. A lot of people haven't seen false gods. You get what I'm saying? With actual real power. It's different just being on the internet or being in person. Hey, I'm God. Hey, I'm a king and whatever. I'm an apostle. All this stuff. But actually having that power is a different thing. Actually living that way from when you wake up to even in your dreams is a way different energy. But Yaldabaoth has that false God energy 100% all the time. I may work with him more in the future, but again, I have to develop way more peace and love, truly, to love that spirit. I love him, but man, he's annoying. And also, he kind of like tried me, bro. But again, some people will follow a false God. That's their path. That's their path. That's not my path, though. So I kind of still have that like stake in my heart, because like, bro, you was really trying to convince me that you were God. You really had me fooled for, I don't know, maybe less than 2-3 hours, but still, you know what I'm saying? That's a very powerful level. Once you can decipher between a false God and a real God, then we can have a conversation. People also have to understand this. I'll give y'all some game for real. A lot of these higher spirits can change their voice. You may hear God talking to you. God typically talks to me in one voice. That's his voice, right? Yaldabaoth can even mimic his voice. Yaldabaoth can mimic his actions. Once you start working with God every day for years, you start knowing God. God kind of acts a certain way. Yaldabaoth can act just like that. You get what I mean? Like an actor, like someone who does voice impersonations and stuff like that. So you have to kind of decipher that. Once you actually do start talking to God, he starts talking to you back. You have to decipher that. And it gets to a point where it's completely natural. You don't have to think about it at all. You don't have to use any energy even thinking about it. But once you're new to that energy, it's your first time reaching him, you may have to use all your energy deciphering. You get what I mean? And you're going to have to make that choice. You get what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand the power of choice. Like, no, that's not God. Yes, this is God. 100% not a, I think this is God. That's a very negative energy to be in. That means you're more susceptible, to be taking control over, to go down the wrong path. You get what I mean? So use your discernment working with this spirit. But he's very powerful, like I said. If you're on that level, you're very powerful. Maybe someone you want to interact with, just so you know that that is actually real. False gods are real. Peace and blessings. Till next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.